Paddy farmers urged to amalgamate small holdings into estates. Transport Ministry confirms negotiations concerning ECRL project are over. Thanks for joining me, Renee Fong, on News on 2. Paddy farmers can emerge from poverty if they are prepared to consolidate their paddy small holdings and operate them as estates. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said, with the new approach, the government believes skilled and trained manpower can contribute to the paddy industry and eliminate poverty. Tun Dr. Mahathir said farmers should learn from the success of the amalgamation of the rubber as well as oil palm small holdings and work their land as large-scale plantations with the help of agriculture expertise and skills. The Premier also said that the approach will also involve the use of modern machinery as well as maximizing land use by allocating some areas for vegetable farming and animal husbandry.
Pekerja upahan perlu diguna dan juga pekerja yang terlatih. Pemilik tanah boleh bekerja jika mereka masih bertenaga dan berminat. Mereka akan menerima upah yang setimpal. Tetapi hak mereka hendaklah mengikut keluasan tanah mereka dalam ladang gabungan. Saya yakin dengan cara ini pendapatan mereka akan meningkat dari penjualan padi dan juga sayur-sayuran serta buah-buahan.
The Prime Minister was speaking during the opening of the National Paddy Convention in Alor, Kedah today. On another note, Tun Dr. Mahathir said the government is looking into the contract of Padi Beras Nasional Berhad or Bernas as the sole approved permit AP holder for rice import in the country is set to expire in 2021.
Kita sedang kaji kontrak Bernas ini diberi bukan saja untuk dia import beras dan dia jual beras dan buat untung banyak-banyak. Ada syaratnya. Di antara syaratnya ialah dia perlu membeli padi daripada pesawah-pesawah, sama ada yang baik ataupun yang tak baik dia mesti beli. Pasal itu satu dari syaratnya, dan ada banyak lagi syarat lain. Jadi orang lain semua nak masuk setakat nak import saja. Yang nak beli padi tempatan dia berapa berminat lah.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry is offering any company interested in replacing Bernas to come up with the proposal paper.
Mana-mana pihak nanti, contohnya yang berhasrat untuk menggantikan Bernas, harus mengemukakan cadangan-cadangan mereka dan kami nanti akan melihat di peringkat akhir mana pihak yang akan dapat memenuhi request for proposal itu. Dia bukan mudah. Dia bukan hanya jangan ada satu mindset bahawa nak ambil nanti hanya nak import, jual balik. Jadi tentang stockpile, tentang kebajikan petani.
The ministry will then evaluate the proposal within the next 6 months and any decision made will first be submitted to the Cabinet for further action. Transport Minister Anthony Loke today reiterated that negotiations concerning the East Coast Rail Link ECRL are over, amid calls for a review after the project was described as a bailout for the debt-riddled One Malaysia development Berhad 1MDB in court. Loke added that the focus now should be directed towards ways all involved states can benefit from the project.
As you said, the whole ECRL has been, in terms of the cost, has been cut down. And the commitment is there. The agreement was signed, and I think that whole approach is how to maximize ECRL to the benefits of all the states involved.
Lok told this to reporters after launching the World Maritime Week 2019 national celebrations at the KL Convention Centre. Lok was asked to respond to Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's call for the ECRL to be reviewed after it was revealed at Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak's 1MDB trial in the High Court that the China-backed infrastructure project had been proposed as a bailout plan for 1MDB. Lok later admitted he was not fully aware of the comment made by the PKR president, but reiterated that a review of the project had been conducted when Pakatan Harapan took over as government last year and changes had been made. Lok, meanwhile, also distanced himself from the spat between AirAsia Berhad Group CEO Tan Sri Tony Fernandes and the Malaysian Aviation Commission MAVCOM following the former's claim that the independent body had failed the country's aviation sector.
Tak apalah, itu pandangan Asia lah. Saya tak ada komen.
Tan Sri Fernandes yesterday gave 7 reasons to back his claim that MAVCOM had failed the aviation sector, including what he called the introduction of bureaucratic policies. He said MAVCOM had failed to execute its duties fairly and effectively, and that its functions could be assumed by other bodies, including the Transport Ministry and the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia. MAVCOM was established on 1st March 2016 under the Malaysian Aviation Commission Act 2015 to regulate economic and commercial matters related to civil aviation in Malaysia. National Disaster Management Agency NADMA has called all state disaster management committee to be activated due to the current haze situation. Commenting further in a statement released, NADMA said any decision on a school closure would be made by the Ministry of Education based on time-to-time and API reading, adding the school would be advised to close when the API reading reached more than 200. The statement also said the Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change Minister, Yobi Yin, has sent a letter to the related ministry in Indonesia to seek their cooperation in dealing with the haze situation. Yesterday, Malaysia Ambassador to Indonesia, Zainal Abidin Bakar, had a discussion with the Republic's Foreign Affairs Ministry on the same matters. He had conveyed Malaysia's hope to see more concrete actions by the Indonesian authority in controlling and preventing the haze. Malaysia also expressed its readiness to assist the Republic in handling this issue. Meanwhile, Malaysia Meteorological Department is also on standby to carry out the cloud seeding operation. NADMA also advised members of the public to reduce outdoor activities, wear masks and do not engage in open burning. Schools in 9 districts in Sarawak have been ordered to close due to the worsening haze at 6 p.m. yesterday. The districts were Kuching, Samarahan, Padawan, Serian, Sri Aman, Betong, Bau, Lundu and Lubuk Antu. State Deputy Education Director Abang Mat Ali Abang Masagus, however, said the Ujian Pencapaian Sekolah Rendah UPSR examination would go on as scheduled. He added any decision on school closure would be based on the air pollutant index reading at 6 p.m. the day before. Meanwhile, the State Education Department in a statement said 409 schools were closed today, including 62 secondary schools and 347 primary schools, involving 157,479 students. A total of 87 of these schools were in Kuching, Padawan 101, Betong 53, Sri Aman 41, Bau 44, Lubuk Antu 30, Samarahan 3, Serian 20 and Lundu 30. A taxi driver was fined 5,000 ringgit by the Johor Bahru Magistrate Court after he pleaded guilty to possession of 245 kilograms of cow carcass not slaughtered accordingly. Magistrate Nura Sida Rahman also ordered a prison sentence of 5 months if the accused failed to settle the fine. The accused, Abdul Malik Muhammad, 35, was charged of committing the offence at 5:45 a.m. on 5th May 2019 at a palm oil plantation at Batu 20, Jalan Sungai Tiram, Ulu Tiram, Johor Bahru. The offence is under sub-legislation 5, subsection 3, Animals Control of Slaughter Rules 2009 of the Animals Act 1953 amended 2013, Act A1452. The case was conducted by the Veterinary Services Department Prosecuting Officer Muhammad Faiz Ajis. The Sabah Marine Police Force (PPM) arrested a man and seized 32 barrels of petrol in a house at Bohidulang Island near Sempurna yesterday. Region 4 Marine Police Force Commander ACP Muhammad Pajri Ali, in a statement released today, said a 23-year-old foreigner was arrested in the 4:30 p.m. raid. Commenting further on the matter, ACP Pajri said the raid had led to the discovery of 800 litres of petrol that were suspected of smuggling into the Philippines. PPM also seized a boat believed to be used to unload and smuggle the petrol with an estimated total seizure of 16,164 ringgit. The Region 4 Marine Police Force commander added the suspect and the confiscations were taken to the Sempurna PPM operations headquarters for further action. Johor Special Security Organisation (SOCSO) delivered a pension benefits to the surviving family members of late Tan Cheng Ho, aged 55, who died in a motor accident at kilometre 32 in Ayer Hitam Batu Pahat, Johor, last 11th August. 2,133 ringgit was delivered to the victim's husband, Lee Cheong Fa, 64, in Sekolah Menengah Fun Yu in Johor Bahru. Stulang Assemblyman Andrew Chen Ka-ing said the help was hastened to reduce the burden of the family.
Menawarkan perkhidmatan yang proaktif ini saya rasa merupakan satu perkembangan cukup baik. Saya berharap agensi-agensi lain yang berkaitan yang boleh menawarkan perkhidmatan yang sedemikian kepada rakyat untuk mencontohi teladan seperti ini, iaitu melaksanakan segala tugasan secara proaktif.
The SOCSO contribution was from the time the deceased worked as a teacher for 28 years since 1991. Previously, SOCSO had given the first payment of 2,000 ringgit for the funeral service benefit and 1,493 ringgit for the care benefit to the surviving family members. The deceased was involved in a motor accident when he was on her way to send her student to a sports event in Melaka. She suffered critical injuries and died at the scene. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah today granted an audience to Britain's Prince Edward at Istana Negara. Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Haja Aziza Aminah Maimuna Iskandaria was also present at the audience. The Earl of Wessex is on a 2-day visit to Malaysia, part of a tour that will also bring him to Australia. It was the first meeting between Sultan Abdullah and a member of the British royal family since His Majesty was sworn in as the 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong in January. Prince Edward's itinerary in Malaysia includes attending the Duke of Edinburgh International Awards Asia Pacific Regional Conference in his capacity as the chairman of the trustees of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award Foundation. He is also scheduled to participate in a youth roundtable to discuss the value of non-formal education. As vice patron of the Commonwealth Games, Prince Edward will also get to see Malaysian athletes in action ahead of the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. In a statement issued ahead of the visit, British High Commissioner to Malaysia Charles Hay said the visit would cover a broad spectrum of interests, from education and sporting partnerships to joint efforts in tackling plastic waste and conserving the ocean. The Earl of Wessex last visited Malaysia in 2004, also in relation to the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award Foundation. Welcome back. The Kampung Baru development plan will see high-rise dwellings, while the remaining space would consist of corporate towers and retail complexes. Kampung Baru Development Corp (KBDC) Chief Executive Officer Zulkarnain Hassan said the plan for Kampung Baru, which is an iconic symbol for Malay heritage and culture, is for the residents of the place themselves. According to Zulkarnain, the development will see to it that there is a lot of public space and green areas to improve their well-being and lifestyle.
Walau bagaimanapun, dalam memastikan seni ataupun warisan Melayu Islam ini tidak akan hilang begitu saja, kita merancang supaya pembangunan-bangunan moden ni akan menerapkan juga ciri-ciri kebudayaan Melayu dari segi ruang, dari segi appearance, dari segi permukaan bangunan tu, dan juga dari segi penggunaan kawasan tu, menekankan kepada mengekalkan ciri-ciri seni bina, ciri-ciri warisan Melayu.
Covering an area of 190 acres with the modern Malay and Islamic concept, work will only commence once the issue of ownership and land purchase is settled. To this end, the Federal Territories Ministry will be holding another town hall session on 21st September with all Kampong Baru landowners to discuss the concept for the master plan, handle land matters and social economic issues and financing for the redevelopment of the 120-year-old settlement. Welcome back. The Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign continued to make progress with various promotions and exhibitions conducted all over the world. Among the countries targeted is Japan, in which from January until June this year alone, there has been a growth of 5.6% or 195.651 in the number of tourists from the land of the rising sun to Malaysian shores compared to the same period last year. Tourism Malaysia Osaka Office Deputy Director Shahrul Nazri Shaharuddin said the Malaysia Tourism and Promotion Board, or Tourism Malaysia's constant efforts to promote Malaysia as a tourism destination in Japan has helped to improve the number of Japanese tourists to Malaysia. He said Tourism Malaysia's mega familiarization events conducted several times since early in the year seem to be bearing fruit. He also said media and influencers who participated in the programs, writing and uploading stories mainly on their travel experience in Malaysia, had also helped to reach out to the younger demographic who are mainly on social media, encouraging them to explore the country. Meanwhile, he said Tourism Malaysia Japan had also updated its Instagram and Facebook pages as well as its Twitter feed, blog and official website with the recently launched Visit Malaysia 2020 logo. The nation's favorite Perodua Carnival is back. The third edition of the My Perodua Nation will open its doors to the public from 20th to 22nd September at Setia City Oval Lawn in Setia Alam Shah Alam Selangor, with a crowd of some 25,000 expected over 3 days, the biggest ever for the event. My Perodua Nation 2019 is the nation's premier Perodua event. The annual carnival featuring all things Perodua is into its third year. According to Perodua President and Chief Executive Officer Datuk Zainal Abidin Ahmad, following successful events in Shah Alam in 2017 and Sungai Petani Kedah in 2018, My Perodua Nation 2019 promises an exciting and fun-filled weekend for all like never before. My Perodua Nation 2019 will come with attractive offers on new vehicles, including special deals for e-hailing, students and graduates, plus after-sales offers on selected gear-up body kits and packages, lubricants, parts and accessories. Visitors can also make service appointments, inspect their vehicles with TrackBot, test drive the latest models, experience Advanced Safety Assist ASA, take a trip through Perodua's 26-year history at the Perodua Journey booth, and take part in fun competitions, while kids will love the bungee trampoline, clay model coloring, virtual reality racing and drift tricycle activities. That concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story, paddy farmers urged to amalgamate small holdings into estates. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more updates. I'm Renee Fong. Thanks for watching and have a pleasant evening.